Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Burger. I'm Carol Ann Romo, the Executive Director for the New Mexico Beef Council, and I'm here with Heidi Humphries from Tucumcari.
Yes.
Heidi, thank you for agreeing to do a podcast.
Absolutely.
And will you introduce yourself and kind of give your background?
My name is Heidi Humphries, and my family ranches in Quay County in Quay Valley. They're just south of Tucumcari. Although I did grow up on a ranch in northwestern New Mexico in Rio Arriba County. We sold that ranch probably about 20 years ago and bought this place in Tucumcari.
And tell me a little bit about your ranch there.
We have a cow-calf operation running Black Angus, and my dad's actively involved, lives on the ranch. I live on the ranch. My sister and brother-in-law live on the ranch, building a home, so we are all actively involved. Two nephews, they're both currently in two different directions in the United States, but both have an active interest in the ranch and hopefully come back someday.
And when we talk about your sister and brother-in-law, so they were some of our first podcast guests. They were the guinea pigs, as we say, Justin and Cheryl Knight. So we're grateful that they did it and didn't tell you, run away, don't do it.
Right.
But I really appreciate your family's willingness to share, to be involved, and I think that's a really obviously important thing, and just appreciate you guys being open to that.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say, can you tell me about New Mexico's landscapes and how they impact what you guys do, the climate and landscape?
Oh gosh, New Mexico has a variety of landscape and climate conditions. Growing up in northwestern New Mexico, Rio Arriba County, I mean, we could have a frost into June and an early frost into September. So it did a very different, and an elevation of about 7,200. So very different climate. Eastern New Mexico, elevation about 5,000, 4,800. More grass, less mountainous. Lovely winds in the spring. But I think as long as people have adapted to their area and make a success out of their family operation, it's doable in any part of the state.
Yeah, absolutely. I think adaptability is probably a middle name of a rancher, or should be.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about that, your family operation. You guys are obviously willing to work together and then also have some jobs in town, right? Because sometimes living the dream of ranching
Right.
doesn't pencil out all the time, right?
Right. So my dad has retired completely and is pretty much ranches and does his thing and stays on the ranch, which he's earned that right, and has built and created a wonderful ranch for us and a herd. Yes, my sister and brother-in-law are actively involved in some other occupations as well as me. I'm a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines, just celebrated 27 years with them. So that provides me an opportunity, it provides extra income, provides my benefits, but yes, it provides me an escape once in a while if I need to get away.
And I think that's a lot of ranchers have other jobs, or we just recorded with Sarah Fitzgerald, and she said they say anything to make a buck because the lifestyle is worth it. Right.
And having a job in town can provide the benefits that are a little less expensive than paying as an employer.
Absolutely. Insurance and retirement and all the things that maybe I take for granted living in town and having a town job, right?
Mm-hmm.
That if you're ranching full time, you're gonna have to pay that to take care of yourself, right? And your employees if you have them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is one of the biggest challenges you all face in your ranch?
I would say probably the climate, and it's pretty arid, eastern New Mexico. You're constantly grass management, pasture management, and building a quality herd, which I think we have done very well. And I think that the climate, the landscape, and building a quality herd. It's a hard job. It's a constant job, but it is very rewarding in the end.
Absolutely. And how do you think you got to the place where your herd is, or what is the, what's been the steps to get there? Because I mean, I look at your cattle and I think they're beautiful, right? What little I know about that.
I think working at building a uniform herd, adapting to what the market wants, what people want. Black Angus, Angus Association has done a phenomenal job of marketing the Black Angus. And so I think building that market and filling the niche that people want. And then things are like we're looking at the screwworm, something that hasn't been here since the 50s or 60s. And you talk to those people, it's something I don't want to deal with. So adapting and being observant and on top of health issues, political issues, environmental issues. It is a day in, day out fight for us.
Yeah, and you are, I've met you at a New Mexico cattle growers event before. You are always at these events because of that, right? You're getting your community and your information so that you can do a better job, right?
And share with neighbors
absolutely.
that don't attend.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially right now with the screwworm, like you said, there's a biosecurity meeting happening right now that we'll go back to, and I think anything we can do to learn from each other is always a good thing.
And be proactive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not reactive.
Yeah, right. Because if we can have a conversation, I mean, using screwworm again as an example, if we can proactively have a plan for if it comes to the States, that will be better than just sitting around saying, oh, we hope it doesn't.
Right.
We do hope it does not.
Right.
And if it does, there's steps. And one of my favorite steps is they already have kits in every county extension office to test, so that if you see a larva on an animal, even if it's wildlife, that you can get a kit, submit it quickly, because any sort of larva on an animal, we want to know, or the state vet and the USDA and everybody, it's a reportable disease.
Right.
Everyone wants to know, because we need to know if it comes. We need to know as soon as it does.
Right.
Absolutely. Proactivity is very important. Can you give an example of how you care for your cattle to ensure their health and well-being?
Oh, gosh, you're out there almost every day. Somebody is going through the herd, looking for stuff, sickness, not being in the right place, how they like to find a hole in a fence, or if we've had rain and it washes out a water gap. It's a constant. And I think the love of the land and the animals is part of the job, and watching for those things, like I just said, the disease, sickness. And then, ours are big pets. They see you coming, and they are right there, most of them, wanting some little handout, and that provides the opportunity to walk through. A lot of them have personalities, and if some of them like the treats more than others, and if you're not paying attention, you could get a little nudge that might knock you over.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they don't know that they're too big to be a pet.
Right.
They have
Yes.
no idea.
Right.
That's fun. I know even when Justin and Cheryl were driving me around to see some of the property, there was a calf that they were trying to find for me, and right away they found it, and it was the one that had a real blocky
Right.
black and white face that was just really cute, but they knew exactly where it would be and where its mom was, and just comes with knowing the cattle and then having them gentle enough that they come to you, right?
And a good vaccine program,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and we have some phenomenal resources for that. So always keeping up to date on that. That was one of the panels this morning. So that's one of the things as well.
Yeah, another way you care for your cattle. What do you think is one thing most people don't know about raising beef, and maybe specifically in New Mexico or just in general?
That it's not Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Yes. Something that they don't know? Well, there's a lot of things. I mean, they think it's horseback and sunsets and, that everything's hunky-dory. It's not. There's fences to fix. There's windmills to fix. There's water lines to fix or add or improve, or we're dividing pastures to better manage the pasture so that they'll work one side better than they do the other. Because they do. They like certain grasses, they like certain spots, and they will stay right there. So it's a management. It's very rarely a moneymaker. We're in it because we love it. We love the land, we love the animals, we love our family, we love our country, and it's a way of preserving all of that and passing it on.
Oh, yeah, and I always say I'm very thankful that someone like you is willing to do that, and that you make those sacrifices and put in that hard work so that the legacy continues, and so that we have, safe, nutritious, and delicious beef on our table, right?
Right.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
To live in the moment, to enjoy that moment. When you're horseback and you're riding through the herd, or you're with family or friends that are helping you, you're building memories. And I think just live in the moment, in that minute, and enjoy it.
Absolutely. I think, I that's great advice. Great advice. I heard a video recently that said the advice was to romanticize your life in those little moments. Mm-hmm. Think of it, romanticize it, and I think when I think of ranching, it's romanticized in my head, right? And not the romance like, mushy gushy romance, but just the romanticized of getting that, peaceful moment in the, amidst, a world of hard work and other problems and other things that you have to fix. But those moments, that's a great advice. What is something you're excited about in your operation right now?
Gosh, Carolyn, I have never thought about that. I think that because we're family operated, we get along. We all have the same goals of improving the herd, improving the ranch. I think that.
Yeah. Oh, that's something to be excited about and to be proud of, that you can have a family business where you're on the same page and moving forward. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And to be able to pass it on, that's the goal.
Yeah. Oh, and the ultimate goal, I keep saying there's not a lot of industries or careers or businesses in general that have the goal of passing it on and actually get to do it.
Right.
Right? Because there you guys are as an example of two generations already working and kind of passing on, right?
And 3 with my nephews.
Right, right. And so to really see it in action consistently in agriculture and in ranching specifically is always a wonder and a really important thing that I hope consumers understand, that family is such an important part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What is your favorite part of your job as a rancher?
Oh, I think the rewards at the end of the day. This fence building or repair is my favorite thing? No, but it needs to be done. It has to be done. And when you're done at the end of the day, it's rewarding. You can look back on that fence and say, we did that. Or the calves, sometimes you have to assist and help pull a calf. And sometimes they need a little extra help. If they lose their mother, then we're bottle feeding. And that is, it's work, but it is so cute and it's so rewarding. And then when you can finally turn them out, that's a good thing. Yeah. The sunsets, it is so hard to pick one thing, but it's rewarding at the end of the day.
Why do you do what you do? What makes you keep going?
The reward, the love of it. In my other job, people ask that, and it's hard it's in our blood, it's in our heart, it's in our soul. And that's even the same thing for New Mexico. People are like, oh, New Mexico. And I said, there is something about it that draws us back here time and time again. And I'll admit, when I graduated high school, I'm never going back. Well, and I really did. No, I did go back to Lindworth. I take that back. And I taught. But then I lived in Albuquerque for a little while. And when we bought this ranch, I talked to my parents and I said, I really think I want to come home. That was the new home. And of course they were like, of course. There's just something about it that, again, it's the reward at the end of the day. It's the family. It's seeing wildlife that other people don't get to see. Or, you're out horseback and you find an arrowhead or some old homestead or, something that other people just don't get to see or enjoy. Yeah. It is the love of the hard work at the end of the day.
And that's truly inspirational and wonderful, right? I think you have to have that love so that you can make the sacrifice.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you would like to add about the beef industry for someone who is not familiar?
That it's healthy for you. That it provides an excellent meal at the end of the day that will feed your family and covers all the good nutrition that you need. Yeah. Absolutely.
And we have a lot of resources on our website, nmbeef.com, and we believe it's a high-quality protein. What is it, more than 10 essential nutrients and a significant source of zinc, iron, and protein. It is absolutely a healthy meal for your family.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially, protein is kind of a hot topic of conversation. It's always been important for us.
Right.
And we talk about it more often now. If you're looking for high-quality protein, beef can and dare I say, should be a part of.
Right. And some people I come across are vegan or, and I'm like, look at the products, the ingredients on your fake burger compared to mine. You've got 5, 6, 10, I don't know, to my one. And then it's the antibiotics in it or the hormones. And so I'll go down that road with them.
Oh, yeah. And I would say the important thing is, too, that we live in a country where you can have food choice.
Yes.
So you can read a label and check what you want, and you can choose an antibiotic-free or an all-natural program, or you can whatever you choose. We support that,
right.
And we encourage you to read about how healthy beef is,
right.
And to look at the ingredients. Yeah, because it's if you want a burger with one ingredient, beef is a great
and the byproducts
choice.
That come from cattle.
Oh, absolutely. We love to talk about how multifaceted the beef industry is and how you can find beef. My favorite thing to say is it's an important part of insulin, that life-saving medication, right? That is a beef byproduct. What do we say? Insulin and insulation, crayons and cosmetics.
Yes.
Tennis racket rings.
Right. I think there used to be a little, the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker, something like that we covered every little aspect of that.
Yeah, I think Ag in the Classroom has a program like that that's really neat. Yeah, yeah, through New Mexico Farm Bureau. They do a great job. And then nowadays, too, beef tallow is coming back around, and it's great for, skin care. It's great for cooking. I've been cooking with it a lot, and then I do have some tallow products that a friend gave me I've used for chapstick and lotion, and it's more than just what it is. It's also our shoes and our belts and your jacket, right? I think my jacket even has some leather on it. And a spill.
Cowhides for your rugs, your decoration. The hair, they make paintbrushes, or, fine little paintbrushes out of everything.
Yes. Yeah, it's an important part of our life. I think I've even heard some carpet comes from. There's pieces in carpet, and there's byproducts in, footballs. Even though footballs are called pigskins, the modern day football is cow leather, from what I understand. And it just goes on, and it's such an important part of our world. And we're grateful for ranchers like you that help provide that, because again, a world without beef is more than a world without a food product.
Right.
What is a piece of advice you'd give someone that might want to follow in your footsteps?
I would say visit with other producers, other families. Check your resources. I think there's a lot of resources out there that can help you. I know there were some programs that were really trying to help younger people get started that maybe didn't have a family that's in it, but that's something that they want to do. So, and you can find anything on the internet now.
Yeah, well,
you can Google it.
Yes, absolutely. And some of the organizations we work closely with would be the New Mexico Cattle Growers Association, the New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau,
wool growers.
And wool growers, and I'm sure I'm going to leave some out, but I just think even New Mexico Livestock Board has a lot of information on their website, and the more you know, the more empowered you might be.
Right, and start small or jump right in.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Find a little piece that makes you happy and go from there.
Absolutely. I know me and my husband have just roping steers, and that makes us feel pretty cowboy some days and pretty not cowboy most days. Well, my last question, I always say it's my favorite question, maybe the most important question. What is your current favorite way to eat beef?
Do I have to have one?
No, gosh, no. You can, if you have more, even if you have more recipes.
I love a good green chili cheeseburger.
Oh, absolutely.
Medium rare, and it's got to have New Mexico green chili.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
Traveling like I do, and you see chili on the menu, I'm like, no, I'm not going down that road. And a good steak and green chili stew. This is the time of the year that's one of my favorites, and it's easy. It's not that hard. You can cook it in the house, so your burgers and.
Absolutely. Well, I know one of the times I asked the question, they said, "What's your favorite way?" And they said often, and I said, "Well, that's a pretty good answer."
Good answer. I like that one.
Yep. So if you've got a lot of options, you are eating beef often. Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to do the podcast.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being a volunteer with New Mexico Cattle Growers, and being here, being connected to what's going on in the industry, and most importantly, thank you for the work you do to feed the world.
It's our pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Behind the Burger is a podcast produced by the New Mexico Beef Council with the goal of telling the stories of the cattlemen and cattlewomen of the New Mexico beef industry. Thank you for joining us for today's episode. If you would like more information, please visit nmbeef.com. Whether it be a burger, a steak, or another beef dish, we hope you are enjoying beef at your next meal.